And that'll give you a little better control. But let's kind of work our way through that cloud base to see if we see anything. Again, this is a thunderstorm that will be passing north of downtown Cullman. This storm, the polygon warning for this storm does not include the city of Cullman. We often explain this, but let's pan it back over a little bit to the back to the west if we can. We'll keep going back this way, and we're going to watch this cloud base right in through here. All right, yeah, right there. This is what we're watching for, okay? That is a lowering back in the right rear flank of this severe storm, and this is in city of Cullman. It does include Vinemont. It does include West Point. Everybody in West Point should be in a safe place. And then ultimately it will be coming up into Morgan County toward Eva. So the bottom line is those from West Point to Vinemont to Eva will need to be in a safe place. And again, we're watching the cloud bases back here in the back. It is a pretty good distance from the Skycam. Those of you that watched the coverage April 27th of last year, you know we had that incredible view of the tornado coming through downtown Cullman. And again, this is the back edge of this severe storm. We're looking in the back edge, the southwestern flank, the rain-free base, and this is where we're looking for evidence of a wall cloud or a tornado. We'll go check the, and by the way, a new tornado watch is coming soon for the rest of central Alabama. If you are not under a tornado watch now, you're about to be, and that's going to go into the evening hours tonight. So we're watching the Weather Service up in Huntsville to see what they're looking at, and they're pretty much watching what we're watching here. Everybody focuses on this Skycam from Cullman, and again, a minute ago we saw good evidence of a wall cloud. The evidence is not as great now as it was earlier, but again, we're going to watch that very carefully. This is a tornado warning for Cullman County and parts of Morgan County until 5 o'clock. The tornado at the time this was issued was a radar indicated tornado, and remember, radar does not detect tornadoes. It shows circulation within a high part of a storm that might be the parent of a tornado, but we never know with radar if it's down or not. That's why train spotters are so crucial, and we got a lot of train spotters out there. In fact, John Brown is one of our longtime sky watchers, and many of you know John's excellent work. In fact, John is up in that region as well, and we'll check his stream in just a minute. But again, clearly at this point, the vantage point will not get any better than that. So we're just going to watch this thing together. This is the right rear flank of a severe storm. Let's take Internet 1 real quickly, and this is going to be John's stream. And again, this is a live stream from John Brown, and we just lost it the minute we took it, and that's the way it works sometimes. You know, the cellular networks are great, but occasionally you'll have drops in the data feed. It looks like John's feed just went down, but he is on the Interstate 65, moving up to intercept that. Let's go in a little tighter, Charles. And Charles, if you have any observations over there, you kick in. And it's, by the way, great to work with you for the first time today. This is our first time together, kind of like the first dance at the prom.
I feel so special. Well, as we look at it, we're sort of in that middle ground between the Columbus, Mississippi radar, high top, and Birmingham. So it's that point where the radar is so high, and that's one of the issues about getting that real low level data. But looking at it on the radar, again, we've seen some good indications of that rotation. That's what I've been watching here from the storm relative velocities and the velocity data.
Let's take John's camera now.
We've got back up.
Yeah, we've got John back up, and you know, looking at John's camera, he is on corridor X, and he's actually, I believe, that is the US 78 exit coming off I-22. So he's not actually in Cullman County. So let's go back to the Cullman Skycam. Clearly, we've got the best view in the house. I mean, this is exactly what you want to be watching for. And Charles, let's kind of pan that little bit on either side of that, and we're going to watch for a lowering. And again, you can see, right there is where that wall cloud is located, and this is what prompted the Weather Service in Huntsville to issue a tornado warning. The possible tornado in the latest update was near Battleground, and this is about 12 miles northwest of Cullman, moving northeast at 40. And again, we stress that this warning does not include the city of Cullman. This is for areas north of the city of Cullman. Vinemont, the circulation, that wall cloud is pretty much over West Point right now. and it's about to go over Interstate 65. So in terms of travel, we advise no travel along Interstate 65. We'll say from about the Lacon Hill north. As this rotation will be going right over the interstate. And again, there's your rain-free base right in through here. And again, we're watching right in through here, which is going to be that wall cloud. We do not see any evidence of a tornado at this point. So, but, you know, things change in a heartbeat, and a tornado could drop. And understand, not all wall clouds produce tornadoes. Just because you have a wall cloud doesn't mean that you have one. But let's focus in, while we have the double box, Charles, let's stop the radar loop and go straight to Cullman County. We're going to focus on that one storm, and you'll be able to see our Skycam image of this, and then a very tight shot of that storm on radar up in North Cullman.
That's actually on the other radar. Let's switch it over to
yeah, let's take the
radar
graphics if we can on the other box, the graphics system. And that way Charles can have control. There we go. Thank you. So again, in the upper left box, you have a thunderstorm on radar that is capable of producing a tornado. And down here in my box, you've got that right there, which is the actual wall cloud we're watching live on the Cullman Skycam. And we do not see any evidence of this thing being down, but it could drop at any time. This possible tornado will be exiting Cullman County in about 10 minutes, moving up into southern Morgan County in the vicinity of Eva. And again, this is about to cross over Interstate 65. Let's take a closer, yeah, there we go. We're going to look at that wall cloud right there.
Looks like it's beginning to extend down just a little bit further there. And
yeah, that's exactly where it is. And again, this camera has provided remarkable views over the years of service that it's been up. And again, that's another example of how great that spot was. This is on the water treatment tower at the water treatment plant, which is just east of downtown Cullman on US 278. Many of you drive by there. You've seen the camera up there, and it's done, goodness, so much good for this state over the years. And the reason we're focusing on this storm, we don't want to lessen any other storm, but this is the only tornado warning in our market. We have other severe thunderstorm warnings. We'll show you those in a moment. But again, we're watching this wall cloud on a rain-free base in a storm that is in the process of crossing over Interstate 65 now. Soon it will be moving up toward Eva, crossing out of Cullman County into Morgan County. And we are very fortunate to have so many good trained spotters there. We were in Cullman, in fact,
a couple weeks ago. This week?
I lose track.
It all runs together, James.
It does. I believe it was
a couple weeks ago we were there.
A couple of weeks ago, and we had so many of the folks up in Cullman that are volunteers with us, and they're just great, Charles. They really are.
And we actually had a great turnout, which was fantastic. And those folks show up, and of course, they give us that ground truth that we so desperately need sometimes. So as we get improvements in technology, it's better for them. They're out there, they're spotters. Now, they're not chasing this. We do have some of those trained chasers, but the best part is our spotter network. You know, they're out there and reporting back to us right now. James, I want to talk to you about this storm that's getting closer to Birmingham now. There's a severe thunderstorm warning for Jefferson and Walker County. We've been talking about that. I was just looking at it on another product here. I'm going to slide to the south. And I tell you what,
goodness, that thing's wrapped up.
Yeah, it's really coming together, and I'm surprised we haven't seen a warning on that. But I did want to bring that to the attention. There is a severe thunderstorm warning for Walker and Jefferson County, but again, this has looked better, but it's continuing to sort of wrap around there, and that's a concern. I'm surprised we haven't seen that one yet. So just, it is a severe thunderstorm warning, but I want to bring that to everybody's attention because it could go tornadic at any time at this point.
And again, we thank everybody for the images. We're not able to show all of them on the air, but we see them all in real time. A lot of people are posting them via Twitter or Facebook. And my Twitter account is just my last name, Spann. And it's my Facebook account is facebook.com/James Spann. And all of these wall cloud images are very helpful. The one thing we ask, if you do post an image there, just let us know where you are. And again, that will be very helpful, and we're seeing those in real time, and those are extremely helpful this afternoon. The reason we are here, we have a thunderstorm that is possibly producing a tornado, but the thing about it is we can watch it live. Let's go back, put the Skycam behind me in my box.
Look at that Skycam real quick.
Yeah, let's go back to my box, all right? In fact, let me just kind of step out of the way, because you don't need to be seeing me, you need to be seeing that. When we've got to look at it like that, we need to just watch that as long as we can. That is a wall cloud. That is a lowering in the rear flank of a severe storm.
That's really trying to get together.
Just because you don't see a funnel extending down to the ground, sometimes you can have one. You don't necessarily have to have a condensation funnel, so you look for debris on the ground. And again, watching that feed, I can't tell you for sure that it's aloft. It looks like that the wall cloud is still aloft, and there's no funnel or no tornado. No evidence of any debris on the ground. This storm is, again, passing very close to Vinemont, north of Cullman. And again, we stress the city of Cullman is not in danger from this. This tornado warning does not include the city of Cullman. This is for the communities north of Cullman, specifically Vinemont. For West Point now, we can give you an all clear. I was blessed to be at the school up there this week, and those kids were just fantastic. Saw the 4th and 5th graders, and they are very good with weather, and they watch the weather, and they're watching this right now. So again, for all of you in the community of West Point, this rotation is past you, so you can get out of your safe place and carry on. But we ask everybody from Vinemont to Eva to remain in your safe place as this wall cloud continues to show up very nicely on our Skycam. This is the delta on some of the velocity products. It's now almost up to 120 knots. Rapidly, you just can't assume that because you see nothing now, you'll have nothing in 5 minutes. So let's kind of pull out a little bit, zoom back on that view coming from Cullman. Just kind of give you a big picture. And again, that is the rear flank. We'll kind of pan to the right just a little bit as the storm will be moving from left to right on your screen. And again, we're kind of watching the cloud base, and right there in the middle of your screen, that's that wall cloud. And again, we'll zoom back into that, but so far, no evidence of this thing being down. This thing is very close to Lakon in Vinemont, moving northeast at 40. That is the wall cloud right there. And again, Charles, I'm scanning through so many of my...
Well, I'm looking, and just right now, it's almost to the point where it's actually about to get almost into Morgan County at this point.
Yeah, we've
really
got one
about
of
to
our
cross
sky
over the
watchers up
county
in
line.
Cullman, Charles. He's reporting that lowering that we're seeing together near the airport. The Cullman Airport is actually in Vinemont, north of town up there. John Talbot, who is one of our sky watchers, longtime sky watchers, also a scanner guy. He is listening to Cullman County, and he's reported no unusual traffic that might indicate a tornado down or damage or anything like that, which is very good. So once again, if you're just joining us, we are on the air with tornado coverage due to this tornado that is located over northern Cullman County. It is rapidly approaching the Morgan County line, and again, so far, no reports of any damage here, and that's very good news. But that is a live look at this wall cloud. Our Skycam has been able to provide that for the entire duration of this warning, and you can see that that thing is almost up into Morgan County. And once it crosses into Morgan County, we kind of hand it off to the Huntsville television market. The way it works, Cullman County belongs to Birmingham in television markets. Morgan County belongs to Huntsville. We understand now with the great world of the internet, all of this television market stuff is, the lines get kind of blurred here, but we still kind of stick with that basic responsibility of our counties and our markets. So let's leave the Cullman Skycam up, and Charles, let's go back and look at the other storm we're watching down to the south. We do not have any other tornado warnings. We want to stress that. But again, the storm you see there that has prompted a severe thunderstorm warning at times has shown evidence of possibly rotating. And again, as I look at that storm out there near West Jefferson, sure looks like to me that could be producing very large hail. And again, that would be near West Jefferson, the West Jefferson steam plant out there. And again, notice the classic kidney bean shape, if you will, where it looks like the storm itself is rotating, but there's not anything down below that. And I think the Weather Service is making a very astute call here. in not issuing a tornado warning, but that's going to be coming over toward Graysville, Sayre, ultimately Mount Olive, Morris, Kimberly, maybe the northern part of Gardendale. And within that storm, you see near West Jefferson, that could be producing hailstones up to the size of golf balls or larger. And again, watching a lot of stuff on the feed here. The reports and the images are just fantastic coming in via Twitter and Facebook, and we thank everybody for that. Quinton, we're getting some reports of hail, don't have a specific size. Again, with every image I see, Charles, I just don't see anything that's down. We'll kind of zoom back in a little closer on the Cullman Skycam, and I want to make it perfectly clear that we're watching a storm that is about to exit our television market. It's exiting Cullman County, about to move up into Morgan County. And as that is the case, we'll begin to focus back on the storms in our television market down here. This warning goes in effect until 5 o'clock. And what we'll do, we're going to keep this here until 5. We'll make a judgment call at 5 o'clock on whether we go to our newscast at 5 or we continue in weather programming. If we are down to all severe thunderstorm warnings, we will go to the newscast as long as we can. But if we have tornado warnings, of course, we will keep this. So this is where we stand. It's coming up on 4:52. Again, we're watching the rain-free base of this storm. We have seen a pretty well-defined wall cloud from time to time. The storm is pretty much clearly into Morgan County now, as you can see from the radar that's in the upper left box up there. And that's getting close to Eva. And we still, even though we have watched this with great interest, and again, it's going to be getting farther away from the Skycam site here, even though we have not seen anything drop out of that wall cloud, we recommend that if you're in the community of Eva, and many people watch on the live stream all over the world, and certainly in other parts of the state, if you're watching in Eva, I would stay in a safe place. And if you're new to this part of the world, some of this tornado terminology and days like this can be frightening. There's no need to be frightened. Tornadoes are small. And if you know what to do, you'll be fine. And the things to do, it's to be on the lowest floor of a house. If you have a multiple floor house, in a small room like a hall closet or bathroom, near the center and away from windows. Just think about it like this. Put as many walls between you and the outside as you can, and in almost every case, you'll be fine. For those that live in mobile homes, though, you have to leave. The one thing we're trying to stress this year as part of your plan is to have kind of a readiness kit, and part of that should be helmets. Many Alabamians have died over the years from wounds up here to the head region, and with a helmet, your chances of surviving are much, much better. All right, so Charles, this thing is just about out of the DMA right now, and again, we are going to plan in 7 minutes to start the newscast at 5. We're going to keep it here until 5 o'clock. But it looks like this thing has come through Cullman County, and I've seen no reports of any damage. I assume the same on your end over there. Yeah,
no reports right now. Same as we've been seeing on our Skycam is that we've been seeing the lowering base here and there. On different reports coming in from our spotters out there. We've also had reports of some hail in areas as we go through the afternoon. We've seen that. We do have numerous severe thunderstorm reports, though, as we've gone through the afternoon, and we're starting to see more and more of those severe thunderstorm reports. So I'm going to zoom out just for a second, and I'm going to actually switch over to the composite radar and satellite. More intense because they are on the composite radar, but we do have a while to go with that severe thunderstorm moving into northern Jefferson County. I wouldn't be surprised to see at least some large hail out of that. We have seen indications of that storm actually trying to get together and rotate. Of course, we've got that squall line back to the west trying to get together in Mississippi. That's going to be moving through a little bit later in the overnight hours. That will pose a different threat. That will be more of a straight line wind threat. So we're not out of the woods yet. We've got a while to go, and James and I have been talking about it all day for a couple of days actually now, that this will be into the early morning hours that we see this activity really continue. So as we go back to the Birmingham radar, you'll see we do have those severe thunderstorm warning for part of Walker, Jefferson, another one separate for Walker. I would say they're clear now at this point, now moving into southern Cullman, back over into Blunt. And then that warning, James, tornado warning in Cullman, it looks like they're pretty clear now at this point. It's actually beginning to clear out of Cullman County. If we switch over to the high top radar, you'll notice that is now beginning to move a little bit closer to Eva. No word on that being canceled yet for Cullman County, but I do expect to see that. And we do have reports of large hail in parts of Walker County, at least a quarter-size hail out of those storms. So that will put a ding in the new car as you drive through that. So we want to say, everybody, at least stay home. You don't want to be caught out in these thunderstorms this afternoon or this evening. And just ride this one out, spend an evening inside. We still